how to stop having expectations in marriage and experience true happiness. I'm Paul Friedman. I'm founder of the Marriage Foundation, and we're going to get into this topic with also they're not detours, but they're ancillary issues, you might say. And so we're going to get into this. I'm going to give you a technique at the end of the video, and at the end, what we're going to do is give you some next steps. So let's talk about expectations. When I first started out, way back in 2001, I was a divorce mediator at that time. I listed 3 killers of marriage. The 3 killers are as follows. I don't like to leave you hanging. Number 1 killer is overfamiliarity. Overfamiliarity basically boils down to you know each other so well, you see each other's hot buttons, you see each other's sensitivities, and when you get a little angry, you take advantage of that and you pick on each other, and pretty soon, instead of building your love up and up and up, you're cycling into a downward spiral. Sound familiar? Overfamiliarity exists in every single marriage that's ending, every single one. When I was a divorce mediator, it was a constant friend, if you could call it that. The second killer I identified as an inability to communicate as a married couple, because marriage is a very different venue from all other venues in our life. And we need to learn how to communicate in a very special way. You know, you don't have anyone as close to you in your life as your husband or your wife. And so we have to be very careful to not take the way we defensively communicate everywhere else, protectively, another word for defensively. We don't want to carry that into our marriage. And so there's a skill set that has to be learned when you're married, and that will allow the love to fill that space. I call it the sacred space of marriage. And when you set aside overfamiliarity, and then when you set aside your inability to communicate and start communicating correctly, the love can flourish. The third killer in a marriage is the business-like mentality. And nowadays, back in 2001, we weren't using this term, but it's a perfect term, it's transactional. And transactional basically means, well, for a man, I do everything for her. All I want is a little sex. Why can't I have that? That transactional thinking undermines everything about a marriage. A marriage is a give and give proposition, not a give and take proposition. And a wife basically says the other thing. Well, I do everything for him. I cook, I clean, I take care of the kids, and he won't sit down and listen to me, and all he wants to do is have sex with me. Transactional thinking. We have to lift ourselves out of that mode. There's a fourth killer. The fourth killer, expectations. Well, I don't know why I'm not being treated this way. I don't know why she's not giving me more sex. I don't understand why he's looking at other women. I don't understand this. I have a problem with that. Expectations. And you might say, well, there's reasonable expectations, not in marriage. You see, in marriage, what we want is to enjoy the love that we have. Think about it. When you got married because you fell in love, and you got married because you wanted to be happy. And we're not taught that the way to happiness, the shortcut to happiness, is giving love, not getting it. The truth of the matter is that we can't even receive love if someone gives it to us, because our mind gets in the way. And love, well, it shouldn't be controlled by our mind. It shouldn't be controlled by anyone. When we're married, we need to just let it flow. And you might say, well, what if they're doing this? What if they're doing that? Don't stop loving them. The term unconditional love means no matter what. And there's so many examples, even in history, of those who have given their lives for others without a second thought. So you're not expected to give your life up to your spouse or to a stranger. But if you have an expectation that you're going to be reciprocated for the love that you're feeling, don't think of it in terms of giving. Think of it in terms of feeling. Because love, if you really think about it, it's not really yours to give. You didn't manufacture it. God manufactures love. And we have a reservoir of it in our heart, and we can open up wide and let it flow. And we have to be careful who we let it flow to. So I'm going to give you a technique. This technique is the golden doors of your heart. So what I want you to do is I want you to imagine, visualize that your heart has golden doors. And when they open up, the love that's been building and building, coming from God, now flows out to your spouse. And see them surrounded by the liquid love. You know who's going to feel that? Not them, you. But what's it going to do to your marriage? It's going to change the very dynamic of your marriage. And they're going to start feeling more ease around you. They're going to start feeling more loving towards you. And your entire marriage will start ratcheting up. And this is so beautiful. And now we're going to get into what your next steps could or should be. Thank you for having watched this video. I sure hope it was useful to you. Now I want to talk to you about your marriage. We all know that you wouldn't be looking at this video or any of the videos that you come across on marriage if yours was perfect. Well, I'm here to tell you that not only should you be working on your marriage, but you should be working on your marriage scientifically. And this is, you could call it a secret that I discovered when I started helping people with their marriages back in 2001. I discovered that there is a mechanical element to marriage. Now, that doesn't mean it's a machine. Think of it more like a plant. A plant has a mechanical component to it. Sometimes it needs more nitrogen. Sometimes it needs trimming. Sometimes it needs more of this or that. Sometimes it has to be taken out of the direct sun or more watering. What's going on here is that when you understand the plant, you could make it bloom, have beautiful flowers, beautiful fruits. And your marriage is intended to have beautiful flowers of love and happiness, beautiful fruits of devotion and connectivity. That's what it's intended to be. I also discovered something that is vital to know, and that is that one of you alone can save your marriage. In fact, what happened was in 2001, when I started helping people with their marriages, I realized in pretty quick order that working with just one works. Working with a couple sets up a dynamic of negative interaction where they're competing for who's being more mistreated. Well, we don't want to go there. And so in the courses that I have, online courses, which I believe are on sale now, so you should take advantage of that. The online courses take you from point A, which is wherever you are now. And many people who come to us because it's a last resort, nobody wants to put in the effort and spend the money to save their marriage. But I don't believe in just saving your marriage. I want your marriage to be the most amazing marriage that ever was. And I can show you how, step by step. I give you techniques, I give you methods, I give you milestones, and you will learn how to make your marriage amazing. It's a beautiful thing. You could take a look at all of the reviews on our website. They're all very positive. We never get a mad at you review, never happens, because everything is set up in a common sense way You will learn how to live your marriage. You will learn what you need to do right now to move your marriage in a positive way. And pretty soon what will happen is your marriage may be below the line here. It may be to where one of you is having an affair and it's destroying you heart and soul. Let's turn that around. Let's make your marriage amazing. So go to our website, sign up for the course, and watch your marriage change. I promise you. In fact, it comes with a 3-day free trial. It's guaranteed for 30 days that if you don't like it, and I'm going to tell you a little secret now. Some people say, well, my marriage isn't on the verge of divorce or anything like that. Doesn't matter. What you do in that case is don't pay the full fee for the course. Sign up for the extended plan, which is less than $10 a week, $39.95 a month. And after you get all the knowledge that you need, which takes about 12 weeks, it's a 12-week course, then cancel it. We're probably not supposed to be telling you that, but cancel it because you got what you needed, and we're here for you to have an amazing marriage. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation in order to help you with your marriage. Write into us. Use the comment section below. Leave a comment. Ask a question. I'll help you. We're here for you. God bless you and take care.